Have you ever started a conversation with the same old line, "Hey, how are you?" You've said it hundreds of times, right? And most of the time it dies right there. No spark, no emotion, just polite noise. Now imagine this. You're standing next to someone you really admire. Maybe your boss, your date, or even a friend you lost touch with. You say, "Hi, how are you?" They smile politely. "Good, and you?" And just like that, connection lost. The truth? Generic phrases don't open hearts. They close them. If you want to be remembered, respected, and truly felt, you need more than politeness. You need presence. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. 4 simple words, backed by Stoic wisdom, psychology, and modern neuroscience. Words that awaken emotion, lower defenses, and make people feel safe around you. And stay till the end, because I'll share one sentence that can replace, "Hi, how are you?" and instantly shift the energy of any conversation. Let's begin. Word 1. Understand. I understand you. Simple? Yes. But powerful? Beyond measure. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, Daniel, once had a fight with his teenage son. The boy slammed the door, shouting, "You never listen!" Daniel wanted to argue, but instead he took a deep breath and said, "Son, I understand you." Silence. His son froze. The fight stopped. Why? Because for the first time, he felt seen. Modern psychology tells us, being understood is as vital as feeling safe. When someone says, "I understand you," the brain's alarm center, the amygdala, calms down. The person literally moves from fight mode to peace mode. That's why those who offer understanding feel magnetic. They bring relief, and relief is addictive. Epictetus once said, "First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." Understanding first is not weakness, it's mastery. So next time someone vents or cries or complains, don't rush to fix it. Look them in the eye and say, "I understand you." And pause. Let silence do the healing. Word 2, sense. That makes sense to me. A few months ago, Sarah, a manager I coached, told me she was losing her team's trust. Every meeting turned into arguments. So I asked her to try one thing. Whenever someone disagreed with her, instead of defending herself, she'd say, "That makes sense to me." Here's what I think. Within a week, everything changed. Her team stopped attacking. They started cooperating. Because makes sense doesn't mean I agree. It means I see your logic. I respect your reasoning. Psychologists call this emotional mirroring. When we reflect someone's view, their brain rewards them with a hit of dopamine, the pleasure of being understood. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. When you say, "That makes sense," you're choosing respect over pride. You're telling the other person, "You're not crazy, you're human." So instead of saying, "I don't agree," try, "That makes sense to me because I can see how you reached that decision." You'll be surprised how fast conflict turns into cooperation. Word 3. Right. You're right. In a world obsessed with winning arguments, this phrase is revolutionary. Let's go back to Daniel, the same father. Weeks later, during another talk, his son said, "Dad, you care more about being right than about me." And this time, Daniel smiled and said softly, "You're right." That was the moment their relationship began to heal. "You're right" is not surrender. It's wisdom. Psychologists call it confirmation bias. People trust those who affirm their truths. And Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. Seneca wrote, "It is the power of a great mind to recognize truth, no matter where it comes from." When you say, "You're right," you're not losing ground, you're earning trust. But remember, timing and sincerity matter. Overuse it, and it becomes flattery. Use it when truth demands humility, and it becomes unforgettable. The insecure fight to win. The wise choose to connect. And in that moment of connection, you become magnetic. Word 4. Listen. I'm listening. Sounds ordinary, right? But in our noisy world, listening has become a luxury. A study from the University of Minnesota shows that people remember only about 25% of what they hear. That means real listeners are rare, and rarity creates value. I once met a young woman named Maya at a retreat. She said no one ever really listened to her. Not her parents, not her friends, not even her partner. So I asked her to tell me something that mattered to her. As she spoke, I didn't interrupt. I didn't nod too quickly. I just listened. Minutes later, she looked at me and said, "Thank you." That's the first time I felt heard in years. That's the power of presence. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening isn't about silence. It's about witnessing. And when people feel witnessed, they open, they trust, they remember you. Because relief is addictive, authenticity is magnetic, and true listening gives both. The reveal, the new greeting. Now, let's circle back. Hi, how are you? It's polite, but it rarely creates spark. So here's your alternative. Simple, warm, unforgettable. Tell me something good. It's fresh. It's disarming. It stops the autopilot. Instead of repeating a script, people pause, think, and share something meaningful. And when they do, you have a real conversation. Then, remember the 4 words: understand, sense, write, listen. These aren't tricks. They're timeless human bridges. As Seneca wrote, to be loved, be lovable. To connect deeply, be present. Because connection isn't built through clever lines, it's built through genuine moments of presence. If this video helped you see communication in a new light, share it with someone who needs it. And if you'd like to keep growing with us, subscribe to the Stoics universe. Every week we dive into the wisdom that helps us live, connect, and grow with clarity and strength. Because in the end, attraction isn't about chasing, it's about awakening. And awakening begins with the right words, spoken at the right time.